Hello everyone. So they'll be reviewing the Invetero Coquette based on the 2014 to 2019 Corvette C7. This, however, was introduced in 2013 as a 2014 model year, which explains why it's in GTA 5, one of the first vehicles in the game actually, before DLCs. Besides all that information, it costs $138,000, and you cannot purchase this as of 2025 on websites. So what you have to do to get this car is go through LS CarMate and buy a duplicate of other players um, on any console or PC that you're on. But if you're interested in this car, I'm on PS5. Please let me know, and I'll try to get this car to you as soon as possible. But here, as you can see, the customization is very race oriented, track oriented, should I say? So what you can do with this car is you recreate the ZR1 or the Z06 package. You can get pretty close to that, which is what I'm going to do. And it's interesting how Rockstar, in a way, kind of predicted those trim levels, even though they came out much later, in 2015 and 2018. So they did not come with a car in 2013, 2014. But with that, with those facts out of the way, the customization here is pretty decent. It's limited, but for the selection that you have, you really do have a lot to work with here. And I'm just really happy with the options you have. However small the selection may be, you can still get as close as possible. And Rockstar really made their research. Um, they probably went into the future and just looked at the trim levels. It's kind of funny how close they got here without knowing it. But as you can see, the very last option here, that one's pretty close to the CR1. Um, it's it's actually partially carbon, so the whole hood is not carbon. It's just partially. I might do xenons, maybe not. I feel like it's already good enough. It looks like I do have a license plate for this car. Some of you probably know what it's a reference to. Since the joke has probably been overdone with Corvettes, I'm not gonna go into it, but you can probably guess the reference. For the color here, I'm gonna make a reference to the Elkhart Lake Metallic Blue, available on the Corvette from 2019 to 2023. On the C8, it was discontinued on the 2023, which is what I'm trying to say. So it's like a blue color. It's of course it's metallic. In some angles it looks light, and others it looks dark, which is a cool feature about it. So that's what I did here. So I'm gonna match all of that. As you can see, the roof is a secondary, which is interesting. But what I'm gonna do is put on a pearlescent. I might make it an ultra blue pearlescent just to make it pop a bit more. I feel like it works. It came stock in surf blue for some reason. When if you change it to a blue, but something that's a bit darker and looks lighter in the sunlight would work, if that makes sense. But you know what? I think I'm gonna go for the ultra blue. It looks good. It really just matches that look that I'm going for. Here you have your roll cage options, which is pretty nice to see. Um, I don't know. The interior could have been better. I'll go into that in a bit. But the roll cage, that looks really good. Here you can remove the roof. It's kind of like I don't know if you call it a T-top or whatever, removable roof. You can add a bit more carbon here if you like. But I feel like it's too much carbon for my taste. And I really want to make that hood pop out. Here for the splitters you only have two options, which is a color matched splitter and the carbon. I love the carbon, so I'm gonna put that on. The spoilers here, these are very good. Some of these options, such as the first two, I consider to be generic spoilers, but the rest of these are pretty good. The last two options, those are closer to the ZR1 package or trim level. But for me, I feel like it's difficult to choose or to see which one's as close as possible, in my opinion. Uh, I'm just going off from memory, but I think the GT wing is a lot closer to the car I'm trying to make here, to the trim level. I might settle for the GT. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. For the suspension, you can get this baby very low. I mean, look how low she goes. It's pretty nice to see. That's what I'm gonna do. For the wheels, there's one wheel that's similar to the CR1, which I'll get to in a bit. Just give me a sec. And that is right here. As you can see, the Lux. Those look so nice. They work on the car very well. They look similar. They're not identical, but the shape and design is similar. Another wheel I want to show you here is this one right here, the Ice Storm, uh, which is similar to the LT2 trim level and other lower trim levels. But let's just make these black. They look very nice. I just love it. Here you have your usual tire lettering, but it doesn't work on this build, so I'm just going to leave it off. The windows, of course, I'm going to tint them, but I might as well show you the window tint as always. Once I'm done here, I'm going to give you a closer look at the interior model, the engine, and then I'm going to discuss the performance before I finish the video. So just give me a sec to catch up here in the next clip. Detail is decent and texture quality is acceptable. As you can see, it has all the components and parts that you'd expect in an engine. It's even a V8 engine model, which is great to see. You obviously expect that in a Corvette like this, or a parody of a Corvette. Unfortunately, the texture quality isn't good, and that applies to the interior as well. It does have floor mats and lettering of the Coquette as well, right there in the door sill, on the carpet, or on the floor mats, which is very nice to see. However, unfortunately, the texture quality isn't the best. The trunk doesn't open, unfortunately, but it is what it is. The overall exterior model of the car is just very well done, and I just love the way it looks. Speed is acceptable, and handling is great. Unfortunately, this car could have been a lot faster. It is, however, adequate. I just cannot see this competing with any newer vehicles in the sports class or any vehicle for that matter, in any other class. But the handling is superior. It's what you The handling is similar to what you'd expect in a vehicle that costs like $2 million. Unfortunately, the speed doesn't really match that excellent handling. This car really deserves an overhaul. Um, that's what GTA 6 is for. You know, I already know that this car is gonna be in the game. I just feel it. I saw it in the trailer. But since we're talking about GTA Online, this car really deserves an HSW upgrade. It just really needs it. And I really hope Rockstar goes back and revisits this car um, before GTA 6 as well. But anyway, that's all I got for today. And as always, thanks for watching.